I got an unknown caller come through on my phone last night and I didn't answer it. And as soon as I didn't answer it, it started leaving me a voicemail. And then the voicemail was indicating it was the athletic trainer from Northwest that my son Fisher had gotten hurt at football camp. My stomach like sank immediately. Called and it's just a severe sprain. So thank God. It's things like this, like Quintin would know what to do, exactly what to do. He would go right into action mode for the boys, especially for all the kids. But we kind of parented, we have 4 kids, so 2 boys, 2 girls. And I always knew what was going on with the girls, and he always knew what was going on with the boys. And he just was he was such a great father. He was such a great dad. I always told the kids, you don't know how lucky you are. Kale had a very crazy baseball game the other night. He called me and he's like, I just want to talk to Dad. I just want to talk to Dad because he's the only one that understands. They would talk baseball talk. Of course, I know baseball. My son's played baseball since he was little, since T-ball, but he wanted to talk to his dad. He said, just want to call Dad, Mom. He's the only one that would understand the frustration here. And so my heart broke and I immediately said, call Brian. And in other words, call a guy that would relate, that would know, that would be frustrated too. But he will step in and be that person for you. So I was glad that like we're being surrounded by men and women too, but men especially for my sons, because that's the hardest thing, because it's this huge void. My husband was such a great father. He was so present, not just on an occasion, every day speaking wisdom into my children. And right now in this season, especially, I feel like we're really missing that with the boys, and Father's Day is approaching. He was just the best of fathers. So dads out there, if you're listening, and I don't know how many men actually listen to these coffee chats, but if you're listening, be intentional with your children. Be interested in what they're interested in. Maybe you have no idea anything about track, but if that is their jam, then you figure it all out and you get laser focused learning it so you can cheer them on and be a coach for them too as their dad. Be present in their lives. And moms, if you're listening, you have a husband, maybe encourage them in a very mindful, kind way that, hey, our kids need good dads. You are that. Call him up into fatherhood. Don't squelch him and tell him all the things that he's doing wrong, but call him up and show him and encourage him to be that father you want your son to be someday. Moms and dads, we're playing roles that our kids will play at some point. I want to be a good mom and emulate a good mother, not a perfect one. Quintin wasn't a perfect father, but if we emulate a great, or the attempt of being a great intentional mother or father, then our kids take that. They emulate it themselves with their own families. It's like a little seed that can only grow. A seed that's planted and rooted that can only grow. So I want to encourage you. Be intentional with your kids, mom or dad. Be intentional. Be into what they are. Be like Q. He lived life big and he was intentional with our kids. So I encourage you. Be intentional. Love on your children. Be their number one fan. Be their parent too. Correct them. Discipline them. But be their number one fan.